my name is Taylor Evans. Teaching has always been a passion of mine, hence why I'm here. I aspire to inspire, be that at school, on netball field, or in my own home. I have a natural drive to want to help people in achieving what they dream to achieve. The most influential factor in the success of a child in school is a teacher, 59% to be exact. That's not a statistic that I take lightly. I believe that learning is possible for every student that sits at a desk in my classroom. Their gender, race, or home are no reason for them to fail, as like educational philosopher Bell Hooks acknowledges, there is nothing from keeping an open mind in acquiring knowledge. So if you ask me why I want to teach, I can list these ambitions to you. But ask me what my educational philosophy is, I may need a moment. I've come to believe that there are no two people who have the exact same educational philosophy, just as there are no two people who share an identical fingerprint. After much mind mapping, I come to find what my educational philosophy involved. Overall, my way of teaching will work to grow the student, inspire them to be who they choose to be, and open the concept of freedom. What I found was that my pedagogy was broken down into single paradigms that interlinked to create a whole, just as there are many lines to create a fingerprint.
The first section of my fingerprint is made from moral education. Gandhi says that teachers may impart all the knowledge in the world to their students, but neglect teaching qualities like truth and purity is to betray the student.
Traditionally, there is an emphasis on teaching literacy and numeracy, which builds up a large majority of today's curriculum. But there is the hidden curriculum, and this is becoming more acknowledged as society grows. This hidden curriculum is the teachings of the qualities and values that Gandhi was referring to, and it is up to the teacher to apply this to their lessons. I believe that the hidden is equally as important as the formal curriculum. Bell Hooks echoes this as she agrees that a teacher's sole responsibility is not to share knowledge, but to share the intellectual and spiritual growth of the students.
Secondly, I believe students should be taught the traditions of society. However, I strongly believe that they should also be exposed to transformative views.
That's not fair. A common phrase used from a student, for example, who doesn't have a teacher aide with them in class, but they're not on the spectrum. The concept of fair traditionally is to treat everything the same, but this is not taking into account the different influencing factors people are faced with. I resonate with John Dewey and Plato in that education should be taught with equity. As a teacher, I will choose literature that present transformative views to educate my students on the different perspectives of gender, culture, or socioeconomic status. Overall, I believe that a transformative view will open my students to the whole world, in that they will have the ability to see past the dominant labels. As Parker Palmer says, we cannot truly see all of society until we look through a diverse range of lenses.
To complete my educational philosophy fingerprint is the concept of freedom. Freedom to be yourself and to learn.
For my students to be who they choose to be, they must feel that they can express this. I will not allow social reproduction of stereotypes or mythical norms. My students are heterogeneous and hegemonic in their own ways. My teaching of transformative views will assist this. I agree with Jean-Jacques Rousseau that a person is born free, therefore they have the ability to create their own self-identity. I will practice the inclusion of culture and history and ensure my classroom is a place of cohesion with the family home. Gandhi recognises that there should be a connection between school and home to achieve the best result. I have the ability to celebrate these differences and acknowledge that every student has different interests and passions. I agree with Rousseau and John Dewey, who believe in building an education on the interests of the children. Therefore, I will create a curriculum that is unique to my students. If my students feel free in my classroom, they can feel safe in exploring who they are and who they identify as. So, through combining moral education, transformative views, and freedom, I've found my educational philosophy. Unique to me, I use these paradigms collectively to educate students with knowledge and values, inspire them to be who they want to be, and give them the opportunity to experience freedom. With my fingerprint identified, I will noticeably leave my mark.